Yo, what's good, folkers? Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. Wherever you're at in the world. What's good? It is July 7th, 2021. And it's a Wednesday. Hump day. And yeah. It's another hot one, right? It's 94 degrees here in Pasadena. But it was like 66 degrees in the morning. So, it's not too bad. I haven't seen a trail in the sky for a minute. So, when they use those trails, it creates a high pressure dome, which is ironically what's happening in Canada right now. So in Canada, in Northern California, in other northern US, they got the high pressure domes making it hot as fuck, right? 115 degrees. They're talking about people are falling out, dying in these places and shit like that, right? But ironically, interestingly, no high pressure domes in California, even though they're saying that there's this drought and all that. A high pressure dome is pretty much, it creates high pressure and it pushes the moisture out, right? And it moves the moisture to other places. So what ends up happening is at night, the heat, instead of dissipating, the heat stays on the ground, like in the stratosphere, instead of being dissipated out. So that's why we have kind of like cool nights and hot days in California. In Southern California, that's typically how it goes. But when they create this high pressure dome, it gets hotter and hotter day after day. And that's what's going on in Canada. I just wanted to let y'all know that. If you ask me, they're busy using the resources, in other parts of the country as opposed to here. Yeah, Dark Nebula. 115 degrees in Canada. All right, hot as shit. Yeah, and then you got the super drought in California, which is interesting because, there's groundwater, right? There's all this groundwater. There's basically an infinite amount of groundwater. You just have to find it, right? And they know where it is. It's called primary water. What ends up happening is there's so much primary water underground. Now, do wells go dry? Yes, because sometimes the water gets diverted to other places by the government. All right, they use these dams, they use all these little valves and shit like that to direct the water where they want it to go, which is pretty much to their fucking golf courses. All right, but anyway, let's move on from that. What's up with these cyber attacks, y'all? What's up with these cyber attacks? First, you had the pipeline, right? The Russian cyber crime syndicate, the pipeline. Then you had the meat production, right? That got fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Prices shot up, of course. They wanted so much money. They got it. They paid them off. Which, in reality, if all this is true, the narrative that they're pushing about these cyber attacks, you paying the ransom is a bad precedent. It sets a bad precedent because now they know, oh, people are going to pay. So I'm going to continue these cyber attacks. Now, we're supposed to have the smartest cyber security in the motherfucking world, right? Thanks to Israel, right? Thanks to them, because they pretty much, they control a lot of the cyber security in many different countries, right? You would think they'd find these clowns by now, but they haven't. So let's look at what these cyber attacks are doing. In my mind, in my opinion, right? Because, I have that. What is this showing us? They're showing us how vulnerable our infrastructure is. Now, this latest attack was against like computer devices, computers and things like that in office buildings for the most part. So they locked out millions of people from their computers and stopped the production of many businesses, right? They want $50 million. I don't know if they paid them out. I don't know if they're going to do that or not, but that's what they want. All right. Now, these many different businesses, they control a lot of different things. It's too much to get into right now. But it's showing us how vulnerable our systems are, our infrastructure. Everything is so reliant upon, guess what? The internet, computer software, malware, all this bullshit that's supposed to protect your systems, right? Protect your systems is not doing it. So what are they showing? They're showing us how vulnerable we are to the system. They're showing us how vulnerable the system itself is. What's next? What can they attack? Are they going to start attacking the Pentagon, right? Are they going to start attacking the White House? I mean, these guys are so good. I mean, they get in everything, right? So we're so reliant on all this technology that all this is just a test. We're so reliant on technology. They want to see how reliant we are. That's my opinion, right? That's my opinion. This Russian crime syndicate that's doing all this shit. I mean, come on. That's a fanciful tale if I ever heard one, y'all. I don't believe that it was some Russian cyber security or cyber what they calling people, hackers. No, I don't believe that at all, man. You know, I just don't believe it. They're testing each system. They're testing our resolve. They're testing how we respond to it, right? Oh, if something gets cyber attacked, though, we have to raise the prices. We have to pass the cost down to you, even though we're responsible for keeping the security intact. But the cost gets passed down to you guys. It gets passed down to us. And what other alternative do we have but to pay it? How many of us are ready to survive without all these systems in place? How many of us are ready to survive without fuel? Fuck a duck, dude. Wow. I've never had issues with a connection driving through where I'm driving through right now. Anyway, so your livelihood depends on these computer systems being in place. What happens if you don't get a check for 2 weeks because the shit got shut down? What if you can't even go to work because some shit got shut down? Like the people in that meat plant, like the people for the pipeline. What are you going to do? How ready are you for that occurrence? What skills do you have to use to get the things that you need, to barter, to trade services for goods and vice versa? Are you equipped to trade good for services? Are you equipped to trade services for goods? Are you equipped to trade goods for goods? You know, and use your imagination. What could you provide? What kind of service could you provide? Maybe you can be some type of, you have some weapons training. Maybe you're a former military. You can offer your security services to certain businesses that might feel like they're vulnerable, that might be coming or has come, right? Or maybe your carpenter is helping build a fence or build a structure around a certain business to protect it, right? Maybe you're an electrician, maybe you can... All right, let's see here. I don't know what's going on, y'all, but it's buffering real hard. I don't know why. It's like 87 degrees out right now, and just to let y'all know, if my live blacks out, it's probably because my phone overheated or some shit like that. My life is really being fucked with right now. But anyway, what can you provide, right? You know what I'm saying? Like what can you do other than rush the grocery stores, rush whatever you need to rush to get the shit you need? What happened last year with the lockdowns should have taught everyone a valuable lesson. I mean, clearly it had to a degree, right? Because we got 8 million new gun owners. A lot of them, people who never thought to ever buy a gun before. So, what are we equipped to do? Because I'm looking at patterns, man. I'm looking at patterns. Every 2 or 3 weeks, there's a new motherfucking system being hacked by these people, being shut down. We ain't talking about no little panty-anty hacking, man. We talking about some shit that you talking about A1 level hacking. So much, such high level hacking that these companies paid these people out, allegedly, supposedly, according to who? The mainstream media. It wouldn't be any, it would be nothing for them to push a button to shut some shit down and say, "Oh, we were hacked. Oh, we got to pony up $100 million." It wouldn't take nothing to push a button, right? It wouldn't take nothing for a tyrannical government who wants you to be without to test you, to push a button, to send one of their little hackers out to do something and then blame it on the Russians. It wouldn't take nothing for them to do that. Not saying that's what they're doing. I'm not being conspiracy theorist. I'm just saying, I'm just in my mind, I'm like, hey, would I put it past our government to do some shit like that? I mean, can we say Gulf of Tonkin? Can we say, the many other FFs that have occurred throughout the history of this country? I can think of one in particular, the number 9 and then a slash with a uno. You know what I'm saying? Whatever they have to do to reach whatever agenda they need to reach, they will do it. They will do it. I mean, saying building 7 fell 20 minutes before it actually did fall. Little shit like that. Shit that make you go, wait a minute. What was it? What was it? So I wouldn't put it past somebody to say, oh, these cyber attackers just hit another system. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't put it past, certain individuals in the upper echelons of the United States corporation. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't put it past them. I mean, what would be the ultimate agenda? What would be the ultimate motivation, right? So, these Russian attackers, they had to make it clear that they're not trying to disrupt our systems, right? Like that. They're not really trying to disrupt our systems to the point where we're fucked, right? They're not. That's what they're saying. And they have to also make it clear, oh, well, they're not actually part of the Russian government. It's not the Russian government that's doing this. But what will the narrative be 2 or 3 weeks from now when another system is hit that's a little bit more detrimental to the security of the nation? You know what I'm saying? Maybe the shutdown of a nuclear plant, the cooling systems of a nuclear plant, something like that. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. I'm spitballing because there is no end to the imagination and the machinations of these evil motherfuckers, man. Don't put it past them to cause a nuclear meltdown. I'm not saying that this was going to happen. I'm just telling you how far evil will go. How far will evil go? Maybe it's a nuclear plant that's not too close to a populated area, right? Because then the Russian hackers could say, well, you know what? You know, it's not close to a populated area, and all you got to do is give us $100 million, and we'll release this. We'll let go of the ransomware, and you guys can get the cooling system back going for these rods that they use, right, in the nuclear plants, because they have to put the rods in cooling pools and shit like that. And there's a certain system that you have to do, certain redundancies and all that you have to take care of that. Hey, you know, listen, man. Weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. We know how that turned out, right? We know how that turned out. We know what that did. It devastated an entire region of the world. Millions of civilians killed because of that lie that we know is a lie, that they told us was a lie. They made that shit up. And then it stopped becoming about weapons of mass destruction. But before that, it was about harboring the terrorists of 9/11. Oh, well, no, you know, oh, well, now we got weapons of mass destruction, right? And then it became about, oh, well, you know, Saddam Hussein, he nerve gases his people every week. So we got to liberate the people. Then it became oh, we got to push democracy. We got to spread democracy among the land. All bullshit. Millions of innocent people dead. Do you think they give a hot fuck? Do you think there's a difference to them? Because how many thousands of U.S. troops died? And contractors. And reporters, right? Journalists, they got caught up and got beheaded on television or on you know what I'm saying, in front of millions of people. You think they give a hot fuck about doing something like that over here? Making up lies? You don't think they'll make up lies? Right? You don't think they'll do that? No, I wouldn't put it past these people. Do they want a war with Russia? I have no idea. Right? Do they want to go to war with China? If they know what's good for them, that would be a hell no. 100 nukes. That's all it would take to wipe out this fucking world. 100 nukes. That's it. There are thousands of nukes out there. Thousands. Who would just imagine the level of evil someone has to have in their heart to say, we need as many nuclear warheads as possible. We need to build more and more and more nuclear warheads. Why? Imagine that. They dropped the atomic bomb in Hiroshima and Okinawa, right? Do you think that they actually believed that it would only kill troops? How many innocent people died? How many children died because of that? Imagine the level of evil to say, you know what, Japan bombed Pearl Harbor. They bombed some ships. They bombed some naval bases. You know, they killed a couple of hundred troops, right? A few hundred troops. And what do? Tens of thousands of people, many of them children, many of them innocent women, elderly people, all of that shit, the fallout could kill them even more. The level of evil for you to say, let's drop a bomb that could devastate an entire island and wipe out damn near everybody on it. Even Einstein was like, he regretted helping them create that atomic bomb. That's the level of evil we're dealing with. That's the level of evil we're dealing with. That's just evil that they're directing overseas to foreign enemies, right? For now, what's standing between them and administering that level of evil acts on us? I always talk about it, the 400 million reasons, right? All the weapons that we own as so-called civilians, right? Oh, well, they got F-16s and Predator drones. If that was listen, if that were the case, they wouldn't give a shit. They wouldn't bother us. They wouldn't try to take our right to keep and bear arms away. It's not about safety, man. It's not about that. They know that there's no more level of safety from taking away firearms and keeping them. There's, like, you're not going to obtain that. It's not going to happen. Look, the governor of New York just declared a state of emergency for gun violence. New York has some of the strictest gun control laws in the country, but they just declared a state of emergency for gun violence. What other state? Has Texas done that? What about Iowa? What about Utah? Idaho? Georgia, West Virginia, Oklahoma? Have they done that? St. Louis, you got some issues with St. Louis, but outside of St. Louis, what about Missouri? Missouri, anybody? Any state of emergency there? South Dakota, North Dakota, South Carolina, Mississippi, Louisiana, any of those places? New York, a state of emergency for gun violence. Murder up multiple percent. In California, another very strict on gun control. Another state very strict on gun control. How high has the murder rate risen? I think 10% across the state from last year. What's up with that? I mean, I thought gun control worked. What's up with that? You know, I know a guy, he lives in Orange County. He lives in Orange County, right? Every 5 years, he has a concealed carry license, right? It's much easier if you live in Orange County to get a concealed carry license. Usually it takes him 90 days for the renewal. This time it took him 200 days. 200 days. You know what that's called? That's called infringement, y'all. That's called infringement. He can't legally carry his firearm on him, legally. The quotation marks are very important. He can't legally carry his firearm on his hip, concealed, until that 200 days is up. I don't know if he started the process while he still had some time left in his previous concealed carry time or whatever, but that's an infringement. Hell, if you have to get a concealed carry permit, that's a license. I mean, that's an infringement. Background checks, infringement, all that shit. This is what's stopping them. Even with all that gun control, right? Even with all that gun control, they still can't keep us in check. Not until they take every fucking firearm away possible. Oh, they're going to tell you, oh, we just want the AR-15s. We just want the assault weapons. What happens if that doesn't work? Because it won't, right? It won't. That won't stop gun violence. So they're gonna say, because most of the gun violence occur with handguns. Handguns, y'all. Not motherfucking AR-15s, which is under 1,000, right? More people die from hands and feet than assault weapons, so-called assault weapons. Hands and feet, knives, hammers, all that shit. More than a fucking long gun, okay? Handguns kill the most people, but not the handguns. people use handguns to kill the most people with gun violence, right? More people die from gun violence with handguns. So they're going to say, okay, when they achieve the assault weapons ban, they're going to see, oh, well, you know, the gun violence is still going on. Look at all these handguns doing all this. Then they're going to go after the handguns. They're going to change the definition of an assault weapon, which is they're already trying to do that. They're already trying to do that with Diane Frankenstein's assault weapon ban bill. She wants to have pistols, semi-automatic pistols, included in the assault weapons bans, right? Not specifically, but any firearm that can have an attachable magazine, right? An attachable magazine or detachable magazine, my bad, and that can fire every time you pull the trigger without any other action, right? And then there's a list of pistols, and there's a list of rifles under that. Oh, they're gonna go after everything. They're gonna go after everything, y'all. They're gonna tell you, oh, well, you know, the fear mongers, right? They like to call it fear mongers. The fear mongers, they want to tell you this, that, and third. Man, let me say, anybody that calls somebody like me a fear monger when it comes to talking about gun control in this country, they're stupid. They're not looking at the right shit. They're still statists. They're still caught up in the left-right paradigm lie, in the left-right kabuki theater, and they're retarded, right? They're dumb. Anybody, let me tell you something. Anybody that calls themselves, and I'm not gonna say no names, y'all know who they are. Anybody that calls themselves Second Amendment advocates, but still sit up here and try to be law and order, they're not really Second Amendment advocates, man. They're full of shit, right? They're still in their statist mind. That's what they are. They're still statists. You can't sit up here and call yourself a Second Amendment advocate, but then say that, oh, well, the background checks are working. Oh, yeah, this law and that law, we need to follow the law. Oh, well, we got the law and order and all this. They're full of shit. They're full of shit. They can't make nothing happen until they get out of their mind state. But I'm gonna read a couple of your comments and then I'm gonna let y'all go, because I gotta get some gas. What's good, Anarchy Television, AZ Russian, my brother Dan, bro. I haven't received one notification about your vids, man. Yeah, I'm shadow banned. Bro. You might want to check to see if you're still subscribed to me. That's what I need y'all to do. Make sure y'all are still subscribed to my channel, because they unsubscribe people all the time. Yeah, motor vehicles kill more people than firearms. Swimming pools, yeah, all that. What's up, Tamiko? James Millage says, I hope not. America and Biden ain't dumb enough to start World War III. Hell no. They'd lose. The whole world would lose. What's up, Lawrence Rentno? Your boy Elias, what's up? See safe and see careful out there, bro. For sure, for sure. Much love to you, your boy Elias. Sniper Steve says, what's with all the cyber attacks? Joe Biden gave Putin the list on his visit. It's hard to... Sniper Steve, you funny. Yeah, I wouldn't put it past him, but it probably wouldn't have been Biden. It probably would have been somebody else. Aluminum can shortage. Oh, yeah, there's all kind of shortages. I'm telling y'all, man. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do, y'all. When I get home, I think I'm going to get on my bike. My, not the road bike, but, my Peloton. And I might do another live stream where I ride for an hour and maybe, do a panel or something like that. But we'll see. We'll see. You see how I feel, man, because I already did a really good workout today. And I got to see how I feel. I think I'm going to just take a nice, easy ride on the bike. You know what I'm saying? Get a little cardio in. But I'll holler at y'all later. Much love, man, and stay up, man. Figure out what you can do to make yourself valuable in a world where all the creature comforts ain't gonna be there. All right, so we're gonna talk about that at some point. We're gonna do an open panel sometime this week, maybe even today. Much love, peace out. God damn it.